So, they say nothing feels like a Mizuno, but how will it compare to the best rated driver of 2021? Let's find out. Right then, hello everyone, how are we all doing? I'm Alex, the video and equipment editor here at GolfMagic, and today you join me for another episode of Brand Battle. Now today I've got the brand new Mizuno ST-Z driver, a driver I have reviewed very recently, and all I had to say was very positive things. I'm putting it up against the TaylorMade SIM2, my absolute favourite driver of 2021, went the furthest, feels the best, arguably looks the best too, but how will these compare? I'm excited for this one, and you guys should be too, because looking down at them, or just basing it off looks first, there's some differences here. You can see that the TaylorMade SIM2 is just more commercialized, to be honest. That's just the blunt truth. You've got that forged aluminium back ring, that blue at the end of it, and although I absolutely love this color, it's a bit more flashy. And TaylorMade, that's what they're about. They're screaming and shouting about their brand, and fair play to them, because this driver, I love the looks of it, and you guys should too. Comparing it to the Mizuno is just the sleekest brand that you'll know. It's just such a nice club, and you're so proud of owning a club like Mizuno. And you can see here, this club is all out black. It's just so classical, but then when you look down at it, it is a bit different because you do have that carbon crown at the back of it, and that is just to balance the face a little bit better, which I absolutely love. But the difference here, when you look at them, you can just see that the TaylorMade is just more modernized, whereas the Mizuno is just a bit quieter. The Mizuno, you wouldn't really look at it and think it's a flashy driver, whereas the TaylorMade SIM2 and really all of TaylorMade's releases kind of are like that. So no positives and negatives here, but there you can see there is quite a vast difference between these two drivers going on looks. But looks isn't that important, we can get away with that. But how do they feel? I've hit these already, and I do know there is going to be a bit of a difference, but let's hit them both again. Here at the Swing Suite at Crowhurst Golf Club, an exceptional facility that's got TrackMan, and I can really just get an idea of how these clubs perform, but first of all, just how these clubs feel. Let's give it a go. Okay then. Oh dear, God, I look pale. So I already had a pretty good idea as to how the field test was going to go, and that's because I think TaylorMade and Mizuno kind of have different design goals and feel goals with their clubs. Mizuno has been said for their woods and their previous releases to have quite a dead feel off the club head, and I should say that before I get really into this, I've got the same shaft and the same loft setup with the SIM2 and the Mizuno STX. So for all you shaft experts out there, exactly the same. All I'm basing off is just the club head. And this one does have much more of a muted, more of a dead feel at impact. That makes me sound like I'm viewing it as quite a negative approach to the Mizuno. I'm not, I do still really like this Mizuno, but for me, the TaylorMade SIM2, the feel that you get off impact does far supersede the Mizuno. The feel is just a lot nicer with the TaylorMade SIM2, but just to not make it sound like I'm being too harsh on the Mizuno, I give the Mizuno feel like a 7 out of 10, and the TaylorMade SIM2 feel like a 9 out of 10, because I do feel that the SIM2, or the original Sim, was such a great driver, and all I've done is just increased it just a little bit with the SIM2. So that's why I do think the SIM2 is a little bit better of a driver just so far. But let's get right into the data section now, and let's hit even more golf balls with these drivers and just see what data I actually get. Right, so these two drivers, they're pretty competitive. So let's talk about the Mizuno ST-Z driver first. Now, the thing that I was unbelievably surprised about in the driver review test for it was that the actual spin rate, this being a low spinning driver, it just stayed low every time, even like wherever you hit it on the club face. If you hit it out the heel, out the toe, thin, whatever, it would always stay under 2500, which for me, I've actually never seen that before with a driver. The results that I was getting for this driver, I'll put them up on the screen for you now, just top class. Really is an unbelievable low spinning driver, and it isn't really that forgiving, but because it's low spin, you would never have anything that would like go a short distance. So if I blocked it a little bit, it would still be going about 295 yards. You can see there with the numbers that I just put up that I was getting about 310 yards, just a bit shy of 310 yards total. Decent club head, decent ball speed, and spin staying at low 2000s, which, if you're thinking, do I want a low spinning driver? This ticks every single box. The TaylorMade SIM2, however, it doesn't advertise itself as a low spinning driver. What TaylorMade have said with this driver here is they're advertising it as the Sim, but with more forgiveness. And that is what I have noticed with this driver. I'll put the data up on the screen for you now, and as you can see, the numbers are not of a low spinning driver. And too right, it's because it's not supposed to be. I'm getting more about mid 2,500, just a bit lower than that, which is still quite low, and that's because the setup is for low spin for my swing. But the spin a little bit higher, the distance actually a little bit further by about 2 or 3 yards, and as well as that, the ball speed just a little bit more as well, which I'm not too surprised by, as I've always had higher ball speed, and I think a lot of people have had higher ball speeds with the Sim. That makes me think, these drivers, if you're looking at this video wondering which one to get, the SIM2 is easier to hit. It's more for that all-around player. The Mizuno ST-Z, I've seen Micah Morris from the Good channel on YouTube. He got this driver in play very recently, and he is an unbelievable player and absolutely bombs it about mid 180 ball speed. And that's kind of who I think this driver is really targeting. It's the people who absolutely hit it miles. So if you're thinking which driver should I get, if you're a very low handicap player, I would then lean towards the ST-Z, to be honest. Like, I would say quite low, so scratch to 5, I would go to the ST-Z because you're still getting very similar numbers as to what I'm getting with the SIM2. However, if you're not, I would go for the actual SIM2 because if you're anything above 5, I would just go for that TaylorMade SIM2 driver because it appeals to everyone. It's more forgiving, it's easier to hit. For me, it looks nicer, but it is slightly more expensive, about 50 quid more expensive. There you have it, they are my results just for the ST-Z versus the SIM2, but let's not end just there. Let's see if these two drivers can drive the 18th green at St Andrews on the old course. I'll give myself a little bit of help and make it downwind, but let's see if I can do it. Come on. Come on, ball. Come on, ball. Come on. Oh, that's not bad. Come on, come round, come round, come round. Woo-hoo! Look at that. Look at that. Woo! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's gonna sit. Oh, what a shot that is. What a shot that is. Stay on. Stay on. What a shot that is. Bloody hell. Absolutely tanked that one. Jeez. Alright, so there you have it, guys. As you can see, both drivers, A1 right there, they did very, very well. The TaylorMade SIM2 did get closer. It was actually a worse drive in terms of the strike, but it did go to about 20 foot, whereas the Mizuno, better strike, but because of the way in which it landed, and it was just a bit further, it went to about 40 foot. So, TaylorMade SIM2, overall, I just do think it's a better all-around driver. But don't count out the ST-Z, because it is one to watch. If you guys did enjoy this video today, make sure you leave a like down below and let me know what you guys want to see next. There's so many things that I can try. I really do want to try out the Mizuno ST-X and put it up against the TaylorMade SIM2 Max. So let me know what you guys want to see. If you guys did enjoy this video, leave a like down below. And if you guys are new around here, make sure you hit the subscribe button as well so you can keep up to date with all of our equipment reviews, challenges, comparisons, and much, much more to help you guys with your game for all of 2021. I'll see you guys at the next video.